original D&D designer Blast Paizo, I guess that's how he said. Paizo director's comment trying to push conservatives out of gaming as antisocial. Paizo came under scrutiny after one of their game designers implied Republicans, conservatives should not be allowed to play their games. Now, Dungeons and Dragons creator Robert Kuntz and ACK's creator Alexander Macris have responded by welcoming all gamers to play their TD tabletop role playing games.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Paizo and Watsi as well does not want this going out, but I have them, and I'm kind of glad I do. But they want to say that certain people aren't welcome to play their game. Well, I just happen to have in my hands, and I forget which one made what. I think, but I have here issue number 95 from November 2002. Still preserved, still good. Of Dungeon, Sex, Drugs, and Demon Lords, mature content. Sealed Book of Vile Darkness Adventure. And I also have, and that I don't have it here with me, but I have another one, a Dragon issue that's also 2 magazines that are canon for their editions that are, well, let's just say they need to take the plank out of their own eye before they can tell people they can't play their games. Let's just put it like that.
Seems to be an issue of they have new people in there who are all uptight and woke, and they're just making a big fuss to push their agendas.
Okay, but I have a question. How
Yeah.
in the hell would they stop anybody from playing their game?
They
Well,
can't.
it's like a lot of Linux distros. You have the leaders of the heads of the distros, and some of these are big companies. They're like, we don't want your kind using our operating system. You get a lot of that nonsense. And it's like, if you go fuck you, I'm using it anyway, you're still helping them. So they're banking on you not helping them. Fuck, I don't know. It seems like a lose-lose situation.
That doesn't make any sense.
But here's the thing: like I'll was like, well, to be fair, and this is my personal beliefs on this, like they had the right to say so. They had the right to refuse service to any kind. I believe in that. Now there are people that use that for rather disturbing, disgusting means. But if I saw a sign that said "No dragons allowed," I'll be like, okay, I'm going to take my business elsewhere and give them my money. And I'll tell all my friends, hey, this place won't let me be here because I'm a dragon. If they're saying, hey, we don't want conservatives and Republicans buying our stuff, then all conservative and Republicans and all these people are sick and that are not conservative or Republican that are sick and tired of politics as well are just going to take their money elsewhere. And it's been a battle going on since D&D 5e, I believe. And Paizo was originally standing up against Wizard of the Coast with their OCL. So they made ORC, which is ORC. So that's you can use the Paizo products to make your own games. And there's also the old school reviving the original D&D. Because what you see like on Stranger Things and stuff, that's not the D&D today. And as well as Pathfinder 2. I'm like,
I played it actually in probably the late 80s and early 90s, but not much other than that. Mostly it was then. But then, I come today seeing everything they're doing, and my mind's blown, and I'm like, everything's ruined. Everything's ruined. That's all I can say.
I never got the chance to play because I grew up on a farm. But I did get to play 3.5e, a one shot, and I like the mechanics of 3.5. But I play 5e now, but I would prefer 3.5. Now I can't say I've never played 1e or 2e, so I can't say for sure on those.
I played the first red box one.
Oh, you played the old school one.
I'm
not sure I think that's old D&D. I think that's the original before the editions.
I grew up on a semi farm. It's not a full blown farm, but we had goats and pigs and ducks, and a couple times horses, but we always had farm animals, and I always had to tend to them. So it wasn't a full blown farm, but I can relate to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just lived out in the middle of nowhere where originally the nearest Walmart was an hour away. So I was
same
way
same way here.
Yeah,
You are preaching to the choir. We
Same
are
way here.
from everywhere.
Yeah, but nowadays we have the internet, so we're still connected. I'm just talking about back before all this internet stuff.
And speaking of head injuries, I don't know about you, but every time I cracked my head open, it left a bald spot.
Mm-hmm. No, I got hit with a fire extinguisher when my Humvee blowed up.
A lot of times for me, it was in fights. I was in a lot of fights. But I'm going to continue this article here. Much of the tabletop RPG industry has a woke mind virus problem. Trashing the original founder, Gary Gygax, is one of the things they did.
Mm-hmm.
They incorporated BDSM with safe words and all such. They changed race with species, and they associated orcs with the Mexican culture, which is racist as fuck. Pathfinder from Paizo Games was always seen as the major alternative to Dungeons and Dragons. Unfortunately, the company has historically been more woke than Wizards of the Coast, pushing extreme leftist identity politics for a long time through pronouns in their games and worse. Now, check this picture out. This is something from Paizo.
What is that thing?
It's an alien in a wheelchair. A futuristic wheelchair. You're going to tell me, and my argument here is just like with the magic stuff. You're going to tell me that with futuristic technology, where they have mech suits and all this other stuff, they could not build robot leg braces at least so he could walk.
An exosuit, something like that.
Yeah.
Why is it not flying? Why does it have to have wheels?
Yeah, even Professor Xavier's wheelchair kind of hovered.
The thing is with the left, it doesn't matter if it's what people try to say right wing, anti woke. No, they're all left. The thing is they try to put everyone in a box. If you don't fit this box, you must fit that box. And so they're like, okay, we want to include the disabled. Well, I'm disabled. I don't want to play as someone who has shakes every time he draws his sword or rifle or laser pistol. I don't want to roll 4 penalty rolls for that. I want to play as a guy who can hold his sword. I want to be a freaking elf. I want to be a lizard with boobs. So let me be that. Let me be what I want to be. No one wants to be a wheelchair, a handicapped person. If you think someone wants to be that, then either they have been mind shackled, as Hypnotic would say, or you're forcing them to be so. You're limiting their creativity.
If you take a person who is wheelchair bound, has, maybe anxiety also, maybe they even have gender issues, there's a good chance that, everybody's not in their ear about it, that when they play a game like this, they want to be exactly what they're not, because it is escapism after all.
Yeah, that's the whole point of role play. You're not really, like, for example, you're not really Conan the Barbarian, but when you play a barbarian, you want to act like you're Conan the Barbarian. That's the whole point. And it's one thing I love about RPGs is it gives you a different point of view that you don't already have.
Okay, this thing on the screen is Zigvigix, something like that. They, them, host Sharon and faction leader of the Advocates.
It looks more like
it's a bug.
It's an it. If you want to say that his race or its race does not have a gender, don't say, okay, fine, it's an it. They, them means plural, more than one. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go with they, them. The best I can do is
looks like if it gave a blowjob, the person would be dickless.
Oh God. Oh. But
well, they're all sex positive and all this, right?
But it doesn't even have a skeleton.
So this person in Paizo, whatever the fuck it's called, Jason Bullmon, something else. I'm so bad with names, but says if Vance has played Pathfinder, I want him to send his books back. No space for fascist in our game.
He's doing that for virtue signaling. Not his they're not those books aren't theirs no more once he's bought them. That's his copy, his private property. So
Yeah. I mean, they still have the intellectual property, but yeah, they sure can't demand the books back.
Yep.
The implication is that Vice President and everyone who supports him is fascist and shouldn't be allowed to play Paizo games. Several gamers wrote to Paizo in protest, and the company and Jason Bullman personally have been blocking players on X who are voicing their frustrations. Original Dungeons and Dragons designer Robert J. Kuntz replied on the topic saying no game company before TSR itself, and those after TSR up until this point has ever indicated that only select players are welcome to partake in and enjoy a game. But in today's political climate, we have all kinds of cunts.